Do you hate enchanting items only to need 517 levels or some ridiculous amount of levels to enchant an item or to put another enchantment on it? Yes, I do, and I'm pretty sure all of you guys also hate this, and that's why you're probably watching this video. And I've got to also admit that I made this mistake too when I first started out and got my first Ember Rod back in the days when the Ember Rod was actually the best weapon in the game. I actually got one myself and I was super happy, but I placed it in the enchanting table and I got myself Bane of Arthropods 5 because I tried to go for first strike to enchant it first on the Ember Rod because I didn't have the first strike recipe unlocked. And on top of that mistake I made, I still put enchants on it one book at a time and one enchant at a time. So when it came to putting the last few enchants, it literally took me over 100 levels or even 150 levels just to put on like Lifesteal 3 or something ridiculous like that. So yeah, but today, don't worry about that because I'll tell you about the tips and tricks as well as how to enchant items in today's video. Now, before we move on to the video, I would like to announce that I have made a Discord server for you guys and the link to join is in the description down below. And if I'm not wrong, when this video is released, the 100 subscriber massive giveaway that I'm giving away one set of Young Dragon Armor, one Leaping Sword that's enchanted, as well as 5 lucky players who will walk away with 200,000 coins each. The giveaway is still going on in the Discord server and it is very simple to join. Just like this video, subscribe to my channel and join the Discord server in the description down below in order to participate in this massive giveaway for my 100 subscriber celebrations. And with that, let's get on to the video. So first and foremost, I would tell you guys what enchants you want to get for swords, bows, and as well as your armor. So as you can see in the background, this is basically me just running around to collect materials and to get all the books required to enchant this Leaping Sword, which I will be giving away. Link in the description down below to enter the giveaway on the Discord server. So yeah, first and foremost, what enchants do you want to get on swords? First and foremost, you want critical 5, Sharpness 5, Giant Killer 5, Lifesteal 3, Looting 3, Scavenger 3, Experience 3, Lethality 5, Cubism 5, Enderslayer 5, Vampirism 5, Luck 5, Execute 5, and last but not least, the beloved First Strike 4. So yes, I believe that whether you want to add Venomous onto your sword is up to your own choice, but Venomous has been made so that it doesn't have any invincibility frames. So basically all it does is reduce the enemy walk speed by 25% and do 25 damage per second without doing any invisibility frames. So personally, I put Venomous on my weapons, but whether you want to do so on your weapon or not would be dependent on whether you like the enchant by itself. But for this video, I did put Venomous on the Leaping Sword because I personally actually kind of like the slowness it gives. So yeah, that is generally one of the grey enchants that you may or may not want to put on a sword. However, Cleave is also in the grey area. Sometimes you may want it, sometimes you don't want it. It depends on preferences. But the two enchants that you want to avoid fully is Fire Aspect and Knockback 2. Just avoid those, trust me. The thing is, once you put Fire Aspect or Knockback on your sword, it heavily devalues it whenever you intend to sell it on the auction house in the future. So just try to avoid those two. Cleave devalues your weapon by a bit, but it's not too much of a significant amount. So you can still have Cleave and Venomous if you like. And now moving on to bows. The enchants you want for your bows will be Power 5, Snipe 3, Piercing 1, Cubism 5, and obviously Aiming 5. And for armor pieces, you want Growth 5 and Protection 5. Note, if you don't want thorns on your armor, you can just craft 2 Growth 4 books in the Dark Oak Wood collection and 2 Protection 4 books, which the recipe for the Protection 4 books are unlocked in your recipe book, which is automatically unlocked and there is no collection for it. So you can just craft it as soon as you started or with absolutely no collection. You can craft protection books. So yeah. There are also some enchants which go above the normal cap limit of the enchants I mentioned above, namely Sharpness 6, Giant Killer 6, Power 6. These enchants can be found from the Dark Auction. Mook next, Looting 4, Luck 6, Scavenger 4. These books can be found from the winter event, Lifesteal 4, Vampirism 6, Sugar Rush 1 or 2, or Sugar Rush 3 can all be found from the Spooky Festival from the Fearmongerer as trade. Experience 4 can be bought from the Melancholic Viking in the park, and the Slayer 6 can be bought from the shop at the end at the spawn, and Critical 6, Bane of Arthropod 6, and Smite 6 are Slayer 1% book drops. Telekinesis can be enchanted on your sword by an NPC named Rusty, which is found in the gold mines, so there's no need to collect the book, and all you need to do is pay him a fee of 100 coins, which I'm pretty sure all of us have, okay? And with that, those are the main books you want to get for your weapons. On a side note, Smite isn't entirely useless. Smite is still useful on 3 swords, namely the Undead Sword, Revenant Falchion, and the Reaper Falchion. For Bane of Arthropods, you only want it on two weapons, namely the Recluse Fang and the Scorpion Foil. Now, moving on to the enchanting. So as you can see on my screen right now, after getting 2 of every book via crafting as seen in the video earlier, you want to combine them into one max level book first, as you can see on the video that I'm showing right now. Once that is done, combine all of those max level books with the other max level books to create books that only contain 2 enchants. So you want to create a bunch of books with only 2 enchants, and afterwards you want to combine those new books with only 2 enchants with one another to create books that contain 4 enchants. So now you will be likely left with 3 or 4 books with 3 or 4 enchants on every single book. So if you want a smaller anvil use number on your weapon, you can continue to combine the books again and create 2 books with 6 to 8 enchants on each book and combine them onto your sword afterwards. However, if you want less anvil users on your sword, it will generally cost more EXP, so be wary of that. But for the purposes of this video, I just anviled the 4 books onto the leaping sword. And with that, as you can see, whenever I put these books onto my sword, they all cost less than 61 levels in order to put these enchants on it. So that's how you enchant your sword properly and not end up with having to put 1 enchant on it, which costs over 200 experience or even over 100 experience levels. So yeah, as you can see here, this is how you actually enchant your sword properly. So in the future, learn how to make large, medium sized books that are 4 to 6 enchants each before putting them onto your sword, rather than putting on 1 enchant at a time, because that will rack up a lot of anvil users and the amount of XP needed will rise exponentially as well, and you will ruin your sword because at some point the sword cannot be fixed. Like if you have 5 anvil users and 6 anvil users and you still need to put a few more enchants on it, at that point in time your sword is kind of hopeless. But yeah, if you did that to your sword and you think you can't change anything about it right now, most likely nothing can be done about it. So I just recommend you to sell it on the auction house and pray that someone isn't using Skyblock add-ons so they don't know that it doesn't have 6 anvil users. But yeah, sometimes people don't look at anvil users because sometimes people don't even have the Skyblock add-ons mod in the first place. However, here's another pro tip. If let's say for example you did something stupid and you enchanted your sword in the enchanting table for whatever reason and you did not go for sharpness 5 and you get Bane of Arthropods or Smite, first you should slap yourself, but after you do that, repent on your actions and I will tell you how to fix it. If let's say you want to get sharpness, the sharpness enchant on your weapon, if you have already put Bane or Smite on it, just buy a sharpness 6 book from the dark auction and it will overwrite it. Sharpness 6 will overwrite Bane 5 and Smite 5. So if you make that mistake, you deserve to be scolded. But yes, there is a fix for it. If you don't want to if you want to get sharpness 6, if you messed up something like a weapon that you will be using for a while, for example a leaping sword or a tactician sword with wood singularity, and you get Smite or Bane on it by accident, you can still change it. And I mean, if you messed up an endgame sword, it's still kind of worth it to put sharpness 6 on it. Yeah, and with that, that's the end of the video, and I know this video was relatively short and I kind of sound tired. Now that's because I came back from a debate competition today and I was judging like 3 rounds, so I was actually very tired, and I only had like 5 hours of sleep before the competition. So yeah, I left home at like 6:30 and I came back at like 7 p.m. I left home at 6:30 a.m. and I came back at 7 p.m. So I am actually quite tired, but I still made this video for you guys because a lot of you guys requested for it. And yeah, with that, I hope you enjoy, and join the Discord server down below, and consider giving a like and subscribe. Thank you guys. FurballTheHammy signing out.